self-leveling, that's a nice feature to have. Keeps your load just nice and stable all the time. Some weight. I can feel it on this machine right now. I love the controls too. Nice and precise, just easy to use. Ah, it's great. I mean, I'm one finger and everything on this. It's perfect. Well, as you guys saw in the intro there, this was a demo. Well, I went ahead and actually purchased this machine from Energy Power Systems. I liked it so much, and they gave me a half decent deal, and I said, you know what, this is all I really need. You know, what I wanted to talk about in this video is the why, right? And why it pisses me off, why it costs more money, why people don't really understand this machine, and try to give you guys some more insight into what makes this thing different from the rest of the competition. And when I say competition, I'm not even talking about the Chinese stuff. This was never meant to compete with the Chinese stuff. It was meant to be well out of their league and actually compete with the MT100 Bobcat, the Kubotas, you know, the SVL, all that. This is meant to compete with the big brand stuff. It's not even meant to be in the same league as the other Chinese stuff. So that's part of the reason why I get pissed off about this machine is it's so misunderstood, you know? So in this video, we're gonna get into a lot of those details of the why and why I ended up choosing this finally to be, you know, my machine. So let's get into it. All right, so as you can see, we're set up for snow. This white crap won't stop falling in the Northeast. I've never seen anything like it. But anyway, I have a tiny little snow plow for this big machine. Hopefully I'll upgrade that. But after a bunch of research and kind of digging into all these machines, and also talking to the guys that originally designed this one, there's a lot more underneath this metal than people really realize. You know, as I said in the beginning there, this was never even meant to compete with the other Chinese stuff. If you look at the specs of this machine alone, it's head and shoulders above what the Chinese are importing right now. So just that by itself should tell you a lot, right? Let's go over the specs real quick just so we can call apples to apples here. This has the 1105 Kubota diesel engine. It's got a triple stack pump, but not what you think. It's not like the cheap auction stuff. It's got a twin piston pump, PWG, Italian branded, and then an auxiliary gear pump that is going to give you constant flow on the auxiliary side, right? That's a big deal. We'll talk about that later. All the hydraulics in here, PWG. Drive motors, PWG. 350 cc's, by the way. Very powerful drive motors in this thing. The machine weighs about 3050, about 3,050 pounds without any counterweights, right? Just the machine alone with the stock bucket, about that much. They make a set of counterweights for this thing that'll bring the weight up to about 3,360 pounds. So it pretty much matches pound for pound the MT100. If you look at the MT100, this is almost pound for pound exactly what's in there, right? The MT100 has the same type of hydraulic setup. It's got the same control setup, but this has a lot of things the MT100 doesn't have. We'll start with self-leveling boom, right? You're not going to find that on any of the American stuff. It's just too expensive. It adds too much cost, blah, blah, blah. This has a self-leveling boom. If you look at the kind of makeup of the machine, the undercarriage, how heavy everything is, all the thickness of the metals, it is a very, very stout machine. It is not, like I said, it's not even in the same league as all the other Chinese stuff. You know, the one downside with this machine, and I think it's what hurts it and it's what pisses me off a little bit, but I actually like it, oddly enough, is the fact that it's not really the prettiest thing in the world, right? It's not all done up. Doesn't have these, you know, just gorgeous lines and flowy this and that, right? It's straight, you know, curved steel. It's got a bulletproof, handle there. It's got just sturdy exterior hinges here. The dash is very simple on it. We'll get into that later, but I think that's the part that people just don't understand. But for a guy like me who, I'll go buy a brand new truck today with roll-up windows if they were available. They're not, but for somebody who wants function before form, this is your answer, right? And I think that's the misconception a lot of people have. They look at the machine and they go, well, that's not worth $4,000 more, or, oh, well, I also really want the pretty one, so I'm going to go spend 43 grand on a Bobcat. Well, that's fine, but you really should do your homework first and look at what's underneath the machine, right? The kind of guy I am, I don't even see these body panels. I was an engineer for years, and for me, like when I buy a house, the first place I go is to the basement, right? I don't really give a shit what the roof looks like, what the siding looks like, any of that stuff. It doesn't matter to me. What I'm going to go look at is the bones of the house, what it's made of, how it's built, right? Things like that. What you'll quickly realize with this machine is that, they felt the same way. They didn't really care so much about making it gorgeous and pretty. What they wanted to do was make it a little beast. And that's what it was, right? So the guys down in Georgia who I ended up buying this machine from, they were part of that design process. They're the importer for these machines into this country. They control the whole dealer network in this country. They provide the warranty. They do all that stuff. And speaking of which, before we go any further, I did let them know, or I did tell them I would put their name in here. So give a shout down to Lee and his brother Alex. They both run that business down there in Georgia, Energy Power Systems. The number is going to be in the description, and the website's right here. If you do buy one of these machines through them, they're going to give you a discount. You still get the 3-year warranty, but you got to go through them, and I told them I'd offer that. I do want to see them get rewarded for just making a solid piece. So anyway, back to the machine. The proof is really in the bones of this machine, right? If you can get past it not being full of little farkles and details and this and that, and you actually know what you're looking at mechanically, it's a hell of a machine. I want you to look at this front end. You see some differences here, I assume. I mean, we're talking pretty major differences. That is massive steel, huge connection points, replaceable bearings down there, replaceable bearings inside of these sleeves, just mass everywhere, fully welded all the way down for the whole structure, half-inch plate for everything. I mean, so just in that little snippet that you saw there, just the front end structure alone on this machine really blows away anything that's also coming out of that country. So again, this machine was never really meant to be in their league, right? A lot of those machines are like 2,600 pounds, 2,700 pounds. They have cheaper no-name pumps in them. They have cheap no-name drives in them. They're just built to a price point, not to a quality standard, right? This thing from day one was meant to go after Bobcat MT100, the Kubota, the Wacker Neuson SM100, right? That's what this thing was meant to compete against, right? Lift capacity. The lift capacity on this blows away all the other ones. It actually is higher than the MT100. In fact, what I want to do right now, I'm going to put up a chart right now to show you the real competitors to this machine, the Bobcat and the Kubota. Give me a second. All right, so as you can see up on the left side of your screen there, you've got a chart of the two real competitors to this machine, the MT100 and the Kubota. Right off the bat, the LHY680 is basically crushing in every single category, but let's go through it. On this machine, you have the D1105 engine, right? So it's a higher horsepower than the 902 that you find in the other two machines. And the beauty of this motor is that you get that horsepower at lower RPMs. So when it's perfectly matched to the pumps, you are getting better fuel economy, more power at lower RPMs, and just a better experience overall running the machine. If you need that extra RPM to really peak max horsepower on it, you have it available too. You don't have that on the other machines. Rated lift capacity on this unit is 1720. Realistically though, that's with the counterweights and a very close load. In real world tests with this machine, there's a lot of these all over the country right now. You're looking at around 1,300 to 1,400 pounds in actual lift capacity. Again though, much higher than the competition. The height of this unit is 60 inches, so it's overall, by the way, a bigger machine than those two that we just mentioned, right? The ones on your screen right now. The weight on this unit with the counterweights is 3320, as I mentioned earlier. The length with the bucket from tip to tail is 114 inches. The width is 41 and a half. The bucket, the stock bucket, is 49. The fuel on this thing is also interesting. This has 2 tanks that are interconnected back there, and the total fuel storage is 9 gallons and a quarter. So most of the machines in this class are anywhere from like 6 to maybe 7.5 gallons. So you get a lot more fuel storage on this thing, longer run times. If you're a commercial user, that means a lot to you. Another great thing about this machine, it actually lifts higher than a lot of those, and it's self-leveling. So the pin height on this unit, fully up, is 85 inches. The MT100, 81 inches. Let's talk about price. You're getting a machine that, let's talk about aux flow real quick too, because this is a thing that everybody's talking about right now. This machine can actually run a legit forestry mulcher like the MT100 can and the SM100, all them. Why? Because it has the same auxiliary flow, because it has the same kind of pump system, right? It's got a dedicated aux pump that's gonna put out 11 GPM no matter what. The drive motors are separate. The drive pumps are separate. That's all a separate system, and it's variable, so it's only putting what it needs to those drive motors, right? The aux system is dedicated. The MT100 also puts out right around 11.2 GPM, same thing, right? There's a reason why the actual bones of this machine are what they are. They wanted to go directly after the 2 big brands out there. Let's talk price. So the price on this unit right now, I believe MSRP is $20,500. Most of the dealers I see are selling around $20,000 or $20,500. Keep in mind that comes with a full 3-year warranty for powertrain and a 1-year warranty for everything else. The MT100, as of this taping right now, is $42,000 was the best number I found. Maybe you can find others. Keep in mind though, a lot of Kubota dealers, they charge shipping, they charge dock fees, they charge all these crazy fees. So your out the door price might be closer to, you know, 46, 47,000, I don't know. And they charge extra for everything too. You know, this comes with the self-leveling. It comes with the bucket. You don't have to pay extra for a bucket. The counterweights are also really inexpensive for this unit. So that's the initial kind of comparison to the real market for this machine, right? That's what I really wanted you guys to see in this and understand. You know, just try to read through the marketing. Try to, like I said, also when you're buying a machine, I don't care if it's this one or another one, get into the machine, learn about the components, pick the hood up, look at it, and learn about the actual components and what they can do. Learn about hydraulics, learn about valving, you know, learn about metal. I mean, just look at the machine for what it is underneath the, you know, the panels. That stuff doesn't really matter. The dashboard doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters. What matters is this thing going to keep running after 1,000 hours? Am I going to be able to get parts? Will it be able to supply the attachments I have with the flow they need, right? And still be able to move the arms, right? If it can't, what good is it to you, right? That's the part that bothers me, and that's why I'm starting to make this video. And don't worry, there's gonna be a lot of other videos with this thing actually running, and I have a really cool attachment coming. You guys are gonna love it. That's coming soon. It's actually here, but you know, we're covered in white crap right now, so I can't do anything with it. But I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you why $20,000 for this machine is nuts. It's honestly nuts. You know, there's, and like I mentioned too, the other problem I have is that the people that do know what Huayee is making, they're buying these so fast that they can't keep them in stock. So that's another huge issue they have. They sold, I think, 100 already just in the last year. There's a company in Pittsburgh apparently that bought 6 in one shot. Boom, just grabbed them all up. Another guy down south, I think in Texas, bought a bunch of them in one shot, right? The folks that actually know machinery and aren't just looking at like the, you know, the Farkles and the gadgets and the doodads and all that, and they're looking at the bones of what they're actually buying, they're like, whoa, there's some value right there, right? It's a heavy built, commercially built machine with all the right components right where they need to be at a price that you can't really knock. So that's my 2 cents. Let's get into the actual machine and talk about what we're seeing here. All right, so I figured the best place to start on the walk around and look of the actual components of the machine. Let's get into the under the hood, like I said. This is the the meat and potatoes of this machine, and the beauty of this machine too that I think a lot of people don't understand is it's how simple it is, right? It's all just straight wall design for the frame. It's all 3/8 pleat. There's nothing in here except for components, and they're all very spread out and wide open. Very easy to work on this thing. Let's take a look. All right, so underneath here, you've got your double piston load sensing pumps for the two tracks, and then you've got your auxiliary. That might be out of view. Right underneath this panel, you have a massive hydraulic tank. I don't know the exact size of that tank, but I can get that for you guys. It is huge though. Batteries right there, super easy to access. Muffler right here already has all the heat blanket, everything on it. Fuel filter, air filter, all your electronics, motor, and then a massive, massive oil and water cooler in the front there. So again, just bog simple. You know, there's nothing really crazy going on here. Everything's accessible. What I would tell you to do though is go open the hood of an MT100. It is made for you to not be able to touch anything in here. In here, on this machine, no. It's all accessible and you should get in here and do your own work. It's very easy to do. Another thing I wanted to point out is basically the entire frame is made of this size steel. It's around 3/8, maybe a hair thicker. It's in metric sizes, obviously millimeters. But the whole body of this entire thing, except for the hood, it's obviously thinner sheet metal. This whole frame though is made out of super, super thick steel. That's again where you're seeing a difference in everybody's, designs. Most of them have cheap plastic, tanks or little thin steel right here and thin steel down here. No, this whole freaking machine is made of this gauge steel, everything. That's the minimum size on this whole machine. So that's pretty cool. For you guys that are kind of brutes and you beat stuff up and bang stuff up and break everything you touch, well, good luck breaking this thing, man. It's pretty damn bulletproof. So I just wanted to kind of point that out, show you guys how to deal with that. All right, as far as an operating station goes, it's very simple, but very nice. It's everything you need, nothing you don't, is how I see it. The platform weighs a ton. It's all 3/8 steel. It is just a tank. You could easily mount one of the counterweights that we're selling through Central Digger Supply underneath here, or two of them, and still be supported just fine by these bolts. I mean, the platforms on all these Huayee machines are just way overbuilt. You got the two diesel tanks right there with a crossover pipe underneath, so you only need to really fill one and it'll fill both. Your radiator and oil cooler are back here. They're stacked together. Your air intake is back here, which is pretty nice too for your engine. Keeps it all a lot cleaner. You can see that gauge, that steel right here. All of this whole frame, everything in here is this gauge steel. The whole damn machine, that's the minimum size. It's crazy. As we go up, you have two nice bolsters. These are actually molded. There's no wood behind here like another company that we all know of. All right, let's get up into the actual operating platform. So when you get up here, the platform, by the way, is just the right height. It's not too low, not too high. It's really kind of ideal. As you get up here, this is where things get, I think, great, but some people will be like, oh, that's too simple. All right, you've got a throttle, ignition, your glow plugs are to the left, lights, electrical indicator, generator fault, engine oil pressure fault, hours, water temperature, fuel gauge, and a 12-volt outlet. On the right side, you have your bucket up, boom up, boom down, curl, dump, real simple, sander stuff. And you have a aux control right here, momentary on, momentary, forward, reverse, and then you can hold it down and lock it into forward or reverse, whatever you need. This is your pilot for all your movements, forward, back, right, left, and then it's kind of infinite in movements otherwise, right? It's really, really nice system. I sit there with one finger on this thing. It's all you need. It's very, very smooth and well done. So there you go. That's what you got up here. All right, as far as the boom goes for this machine, I wanted to point out a couple things. This whole main boom section is 3/8 box steel. What's crazy is 7/16 is what all these gussets are. Every gusset on here, this one, that one, this one, that one, they're all 7/16 steel. Wilder than that is, this is all 3/8 on top here just for the control boom. This boom right here, which is really just a control boom to level out the bucket, is beefier than some of the booms on other machines, which is wild. But yeah, the actual boom on this thing is it's built like a tank. So I just want to kind of point that out and show it to you guys. It's, again, simple, but exactly what you want. Nothing is going to break on here. I really like that. As far as the track design and undercarriage go, again, I'm a real big fan. Everything in here is at least 3/8, and then you have huge stiffener plates all throughout here, all welded in. And then there's two massive members that weld this portion to the frame. So really cool how they did that.
I just want to be in the video.
Oh. As far as the front idler and bogie, they're combined on this unit with a greased piston, which again is very high quality. Hello, boob. And again, it's something you're only going to see on the big brand stuff. Even some of the imported stuff, they have the stupid mechanical tensioner. It's very dumb. A machine this size should have a greased piston to tighten the tracks. So that's what you got up here. Again, everything is super thick, thicker than it probably needs to be. I mean, this member right here is every bit of 1-inch steel welded to, you know, 7/16 steel. I mean, it's ridiculous how they built this thing, and for the money, I don't even understand how they're making money, but that's besides the point. You got a nice big ass sprocket here too on the Danfoss drives back here. Very accessible too. If you ever need to do anything on that Danfoss, it's actually exterior mounted, so very simple to pull that off. No big deal there. All right, let's keep moving on. I just wanted to point out the LEDs on here are actually very, very nice and useful. They are not like some cheap just for show kind of thing. These things lit up the night last night when we had the snow. Pretty awesome that they do that and actually, you know, provide a good unit for us to use. All right, I wanted to give you an idea of how the operation is for a 5'10", 175-pound guy, right? I'm a pretty average build guy. When I'm on this unit, one of the things I love, and this is the final point I want to make that I hope you guys are all listening to, hopefully you haven't clicked off, they have kept this operating platform completely free of obstructions. That's why I like this simple dashboard. I don't want a bunch of nonsense here. I love the fact that, you know, on the Wacker Newson, you got that big stupid hood. On the Bobcat, big stupid hood. On the Kubota, big stupid hood. The list goes on and on, right? It's all obstructing your view. I don't have the bucket on here right now, but I can assure you, when the bucket's on here, just standing normally without looking like that or doing any weird stuff, I can see my cutting edge standing here. As a 5'10" guy, I can see my cutting edge perfectly on the bucket because I have no obstructions in the way at all. Big deal. I hope you guys are listening right now. That one matters a lot. Trust me, go try some of those other machines with all the stupid bulbous lights and all this nonsense and screens and, you know, double dashes. It's just ridiculous what they're doing right now. This thing, simple. They kept it all low. Everything's where I want to see it, and I can see my blade without doing anything. Just operating normally, no problem. Big deal. I hope you're listening. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this machine right now. Like I said, there's a lot more coming. I have an attachment that you guys are going to love watching, and I'm going to put the proof in the pudding, as they say. You're going to see this thing really doing some cool stuff. So we just got another 15 inches. Hopefully it warms up quickly and we can get rid of this nonsense. And yeah, we'll go have some fun with this machine in the dirt. I have a bunch of downed trees I got to get rid of. I have a grading project to do. We got to do something with that big attachment. You guys will see that. So yeah, very, very excited. Once again, I'll say this. If you're going to buy one of these machines, do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Just go through Energy Power Systems. And if they don't have a dealer in your area, they'll just sell the machine themselves. And they also will do the warranty and all that. And they're going to give a discount if you use the code in this video, ADV. So all caps, ADV, use that code. It's going to give you a discount on the machine, and it supports the channel, and yeah. And it might help me get another machine for you guys to see some videos on. So that's kind of the deal. That's where we're at. And I appreciate you guys. If you're still here, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out for this whole video. I love this stuff. It's a passion of mine. Like I said a couple times now until I'm blue in the face, they're not paying me. Hawaii's not paying me. I just like what I'm seeing as an engineer. I've seen what they are doing. They are actually building these machines in-house, selling them themselves, well, with Energy Power Systems help. That's cool. I just love it. It's the perfect middle ground. It's exactly what I want in this category, right? Not too low end, not too high end. It's right where I want to be. And then in performance, it's like smoking even the high end stuff. So especially, you know, the excavators. I mean, a perfect example too, just amazing quality. So yeah, really like this stuff, and I hope you do too. Clearly you do. I'm getting a lot of messages from you guys. You're out there, you're working with these machines, you're buying them. I love it. Keep hitting me up in the comments. Again, keep it civil though. I don't like all the nastiness I've seen. People can get a little nasty on there. And once again too, please go ahead and do a subscribe on that. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out big time. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you. See you later.